Are you living your life as you imagine it to be? Think about that for a second. If your answer is based off of where you are now in your life, compared to a dream you may have had when you were much younger, then your answer is probably no. After all, things change over time. Why, when I was 6 or 7, I imagined being a fireman when I grew up. Looking at my bio now, it appears I totally missed the mark. A designer, an author, and a shaman? I don't know if that reads more like an eclectic resume or the beginnings of a really good bar joke. But what if your answer was based off of your day-to-day imagination? The imagination that shapes your perceptions, attitudes, and realities, and ultimately defines the quality of life you end up living. I think you discover, as I have, that there's unexpected power in your imagination. In 2008, at the age of 48, I had imagined that within the next 2 years I could be in the best shape of my life. It was a birthday present I wanted to give myself when I turned 50, because to me, 50 was going to be big. So I enrolled at a local gym, hired a personal trainer, and for the next 2 years I lifted weights, I crunched my abs, I did sit-ups and push-ups and pull-ups until frankly I wanted to throw up. But you know what? It worked. At the age of 50, I was in the best shape of my life. And then one day I was running on the treadmill and something didn't feel right. My left leg felt heavy, fatigued. And I thought if I continue at this pace, I'm going to trip and fall flat on my face. So I slowed the machine down and finished my workout. The next day I returned to the gym, fully anticipating to resume my normal pace, only to discover the same sensations all over again. Now I'm thinking, well, maybe I tweaked a muscle and my body's just trying to tell me to slow down, take it easy. So I accommodated. But what transpired over the next 9 months was far from recuperating. I began a slow downward spiral, both physically and mentally, and I began an exhaustive search throughout the medical community for the answers as to what was going wrong. Then on July 12th of 2012, at the age of 52, my search finally ended. I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. But to my surprise, however, my reaction was not at all what most people would expect. As I sat in my neurologist's office, a surprising calm washed over me, as if I had been out in the cold for a long period of time and suddenly a good Samaritan came along and draped a warm blanket around my shoulders. I felt incredibly at peace. And then in the quiet of my thoughts, what I honestly consider to be a miracle happened. I heard a voice. It was a voice that whispered from deep inside of me that said everything was going to be okay, that the power was in me for my own healing, and that true wellness comes from within. It starts by believing that everything happens for a reason in life, that my Parkinson's was not a punishment being inflicted upon me, but rather an opportunity for personal growth. While I can't control all the events in my life, I can control the experience with them. You see, the only fact the doctors could tell me was I had Parkinson's disease. They couldn't tell me with any certainty how it was going to progress, which symptoms I'd have to endure, and which ones I would not. As far as I was concerned, this was a disease left entirely up to my imagination. Given that, I chose to imagine the best possible outcome. Why would I choose anything less? Why would anyone? In everything in life, we always have a choice. You can choose to imagine the best, or you can choose to imagine the worst. But ultimately, what we choose to do with our lives and our imaginations is what makes us who we are. There really are no rules on how you have to see things. Our interpretations of the world and our experiences with life are completely up to each and every one of us. I just happen to choose the best. And in doing so, I came to terms with my Parkinson's in a way that it still allowed me to achieve my greater self. I began writing. I started writing a blog that eventually was published as a book in 2014. Writing gave voice to my Parkinson's, and it allowed me to share my belief that we all are the architects of our own lives. Additionally, it allowed me to share with my 3 children my outlook on life. And lastly, it allowed me to share with others facing challenges in their life in the hopes that it might make their journey a little easier. From there, I wanted to empower myself. I wanted to take an active role in managing my disease, and I wanted to give back. So I partnered with the Michael J. Fox Foundation as a 5-year clinical trial participant in an effort to try and isolate a biomarker for Parkinson's. And I joined forces with the National Parkinson Foundation to help raise awareness and funds for research and care. In doing so, Parkinson's has actually given meaning to my existence as opposed to stealing it from me. I honestly believe in my heart that Parkinson's is playing an integral part in healing me by helping me achieve a state of wellness in both my heart and in my mind that not only allows me to face the challenges of Parkinson's, but any challenge in life. We all have to face challenges. If you're not being challenged right now, odds are really good you're going to be challenged at some time in the near future. That doesn't mean you have to live your life in fear of what may or may not lie just around the corner. On the contrary, if you can face each event one step at a time, with faith in your heart that everything will work out in the end, you can persevere. And if I can offer any words of encouragement to anyone who might be facing a challenge right now, it would be these. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. I honestly believe that we all can heal our lives, regardless of the challenges that we do face, by simply believing that our challenges are not punishments being inflicted upon us, but rather opportunities for growth. When I began writing my book in 2012, I wrote at that time that I saw Parkinson's as a challenge I presently had to face, that I wasn't new to challenges, I had had them before. And I went on to write that I felt confident that if my Parkinson's were gone tomorrow, I'd still have another challenge at some time in my future. Little did I know how prophetic those words would be. 3 weeks ago, I was diagnosed with skin cancer. Another challenge, same attitude. True wellness doesn't come from a pill or a procedure. It comes from within your heart and within your mind. What challenges are you facing right now in your life that could be an opportunity to heal? And how will you choose to face them? We're here today to celebrate and honor that life is filled with unexpected events. Why not let the most unexpected be your reaction to them? After all, it just takes a little imagination. Thank you.